Say hi สวัสดีครับคุณ Yvette Young
Hi สวัสดี
Thank you for coming to Thailand we wait you for a very long time
It is my honor
Okay today GuitarThai want to interview something about your playing your technique your guitar signature Okay let's start with the first one as I know you start from the classical music and then you turn to play guitar, stay in the hospital. Back to those times, how did you develop or improve your technique for guitar?
Well, I always wanted to teach myself. I went to one guitar lesson and it was kind of weird, so I never stuck with it. I feel like the reason I improved technique is because I'm always trying to play what I hear in my head. So because I only write things I can't play yet and I don't know how to play them, so I hear them in my head and I imagine it and then I have to translate it to the fretboard. So for that reason, every time I write something, I end up getting better and learning new techniques because I'm not just letting what I'm comfortable with write the song. Like I'm creating melodies in my mind and then I have to figure out how to do it this way. So I think writing with your ear and writing with feeling, it helps you become a better guitarist because you end up pushing yourself more.
For the neck, it's about your tapping style. How did you develop it? And back to very early day, what is your exercise for yourself? For tapping?
Well, I think I started tapping just because I started playing piano first, and to me, polyphony, like two voices, I always want to be able to sound as full as possible as one person. So I kind of for me, fingerstyle always felt better than playing with a guitar pick. So I used my fingers to kind of develop like a percussive technique to make the melody sound more full. And in terms of exercises, I never really have exercises. I just kind of repeat something a million times, that's the best way to practice it. Yeah, I would say for practicing, it's just as important to be able to play something slow, very slow, than it is to play it very fast. Because when you play something very fast, you can just bullshit it and but when you play something very slow, you're really testing yourself to see if you can play it clear and accurate and you have restraint. And I think that shows that you really mastered something.
Okay, when you look at your fingerboard, someone same as me. Sometimes I see my fingerboard, something like a 3-note per string or scale position 5 or case system or something like that. And what about you when you look at your fingerboard?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know. For me, it's all feeling. So, if I look at it, it doesn't really make sense to me because I'm in so many different tunings, so there's no scale. I feel like for me, I just know my interval. Like if I want to play a perfect fifth or something, I know I can hear it in my head and I know exactly how far to slide or where to jump. So yeah, I don't really know scales. I don't really use theory that much. I just kind of sing something and then I find it.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard.
I just use my feeling in my ear.
How about your open tuning? How did you find it? Which kind of open tuning that you use?
Right now, I'm always pretty much in FAC, GCE.
Just like a saxophone chord.
Yeah, it's an American football tuning that I found. There's a band, American Football, that I really like. And then I kind of do variations off of that. And then I also do D, A, D, F sharp, A, E a lot.
To do album, we have to divide two sides with a Covet, right? Covet and your own original song by Yvette. Yeah. It's quite different something. Please tell me about your process to compose the song.
I sometimes don't really know what's going to happen. I sit down and I kind of have my effects on and I chase, maybe I hear a tone or a color that I really think is interesting, and then an idea will I just jam on it, and then an idea will develop from there. And then that becomes a song.
Okay.
I guess when I'm like, oh, I like that, I want to build on it. So usually it starts with like a little seed, which is a thing that I think sounds cool. And then as long as I'm excited about it, I want to like continue to pursue it. And I always push myself to try to finish things into songs. And then lately I now produce everything myself. So I'm like recording at home and I like can do everything myself and I don't rely on people. In the past, I think sometimes it's hard to rely on people, you know? And I think it's important in this day and age to be able to do everything, to know how to do everything at least. Because it gives you more power over your own career and your own music. Otherwise, you're always going to be dependent on other people. And yeah, so I record demos and things myself. And in terms of which project it lands, these days I'm more focused on my solo work because I think with Covet, I had a lot of bad deals and I had people like screw me over. So for me, it's a little bit bittersweet because I love the music, but I also, business side is very like painful. So I just want to start new and just, I have my own name. Nobody can take that from me. And I own myself. So I can always release music under my own name.
So you know, when I listen to your music, it seems like I'm watching a very long movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I feel this. And something, sometimes it's something, it seems like you have some cinematic feel or sad for the much more emotional in your songs.
Yeah.
There is something like okay, this is something like this. I feel something like that. And another one I love very much. I love your latest album, my solo album, Piano.
Oh,
right?
Cool.
Very beautiful sound.
Thank
very
you.
Beautiful composing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Thank you.
Very much. Something,
Yeah.
It's something like you try to tell this really long story.
Yeah, I want all my music to be like a story, like a movie. Like for me, when I write a song, I always imagine a character or a feeling or a place, and I let that be the inspiration. And for me, I feel successful when someone listens to an instrumental song and they can picture the feeling or the place that I thought of.
Okay, another thing that I love very much with your playing about tone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
They're so great. I
Yeah.
love them.
How did you develop your tone style? It's quite different from the first one. Tone from your guitar, from your something like a vibe of your songs.
Oh, I think initially I didn't know pedals that much and I just depend on clean guitar tone. But I started out as an art teacher. I studied painting and drawing in school, and I was teaching painting and drawing to kids before I even did music. So for me, visual art is always like number one for me in my brain, and pedals and effects and tone are like colors, right? And so the melody is like the black and white drawing, and then you can use the different effects to color it and make it come to life. So nowadays I really just experiment with all the colors, and my pedal board is so big and I view it as like another instrument. So this is my instrument, and then the pedal board is another instrument, and both of them talk to each other and help each other tell the story.
Maybe you have a 3 own album with your Covet. I think your latest album from the Covet is really intense sounds and really complex style and technique.
Yeah.
I should say it's something like a complex composition more than a technique,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What do you think about this? How did you develop it from the first one?
Yeah, when I started out playing guitar, I really felt like I had to prove something. Like when you're young, I think you feel like no one will take you seriously. So you're like, I have to shred. So you do a lot of complicated things. And I think part of maturing and growing up is finding out what you're actually interested in and why you do music in the first place. And I realized that overly complicated things, like it's not the reason why I play music. It's just how my brain works. Like I think very detailed, but what I really love about music is textures, composition, like storytelling, emotion. Emotion is the most important thing. So I never want to sacrifice emotion for the sake of showing off or like technicality. So the last record, I think I really wanted to make sure that it's more about like feeling more and like, you know, there's big heavy moments, and for me I'm the most proud of the last album because I think it reflects my taste the most, you know? Like I still like the detailed stuff, but I think it shouldn't be all the time. I think it has to have contrast and yeah, I just think it's more mature.
So you know when we compose the instrumental music, it's very hard to complete everything.
Yeah.
What criteria that you use to determine, okay, this song is really complete with 3 minutes or 4 minutes, or maybe some song from you, maybe it's nearly 10 minutes or something.
I think I always would rather leave people wanting more than have people get bored and be like, I want to stop listening to this because it's too long or boring. So I'd rather something be too short. So something's complete when it accomplishes your objective. So I think, you know, it's like eating a meal. A good meal is not a lot of food. It's like just the right amount. It makes you feel satisfied, right? So when you listen to a song, I want it to be just the right amount and it leaves you satisfied, but you want it again. You want to listen to it again. So that's the feeling I'm trying to capture when I write stuff. I want to tell the story and I want to conclude it, but I don't want to stay too long and have people get bored. Like I want to maybe, you know, I also want it to be catchy. So I want people to remember a melody, you know, melody first. And yeah, I think that's when it's done, is when people feel satisfied by it. They know the story, but then they maybe still want more.
Okay. One thing that I'm so amazing with your playing, timing and rhythmic.
The timing?
Yeah, the timing and rhythmic. When you're tapping, it's really just like a wow, very strong. Could you give me some advice about your practice for the timing and the rhythmic?
You know what's really weird is I don't think about the rhythm. Like I don't count. I don't think about theory. I don't think about I just write like this, and later sometimes I think something's in 4/4 and then I'll play it with the band and I'm like, oh oops, it's in some weird time signature.
So you have so many time signatures?
Yeah, I didn't know. Like I just oops, like
it's come from your head.
Yeah, because it's feeling, right? Wow. Like I think it's because maybe classical music, I grew up with a lot of like crazy changes, so I just feel stuff. I guess if you want a really easy way to get out of 4/4, just try adding a beat. So do like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5, and like add the accents. You know, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 1. So that'll help you get into the groove. And then if you can also take away a beat and make it 7. So you can do 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1. So that's a very easy way to get yourself to feel like an odd time signature.
You can hear the sound like a Covet sound.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. So I think accents really help too.
For nowadays, with the subject about practicing guitar that you interested, which kind of technique or something like modern is much more tapping or like a rhythmic or something like a sweep or something?
I've been really into like heavier music lately.
Yeah.
Like
really?
Yeah, I think the tapping stuff is fun, but maybe like I don't know, I think sometimes I don't like the tone of it. Like, you know, everyone on the internet doing videos, like I think the tone is very like computer, like dry, like it sounds digital. So I like a lot of like 90s grunge shoegazy stuff. So I think I've just been like really playing with feedback and samplers. And one thing I'm really interested in is, as a guitar player, I'm a control freak, I'm a perfectionist, but I love gear that makes it so that I can't control anything. Like a sampler or a granular thing, it takes what I play and it scrambles it up and it makes it crazy. So I never know what it's gonna do, and I have to just improvise with it. And it's like, it keeps my mind fresh, and it makes me write differently too, because I'm not just like writing the same thing all the time. It gives me new ideas. So I have a signature pedal that with Walrus that it's called the Chi, and it does that. It kind of just scrambles up your guitar playing, and I think it's really fun.
Once you said about you love fast guitar very much. How did you find a good tone from the fast? Because so many people, so many guitar players, they always feel, wow, the sound from the fast is really hard to adjust. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, well, I guess I just always played tube amps, like AC30, AC10, AC15 box amps. So for me, I really don't like harsh, like too like abrasive. So I guess I just use my ear, and I EQ stuff all the time when I'm playing, and as long as it sounds very warm, I'm happy. I think like if a tone makes me go like this, then I know it's like not good.
Who's guitar player that you love that tone really much?
There's this band Dive, DIIV.
Yeah.
I think they get really cool tones all the time. I love 80s guitar tones, like, you know, like The Cure, like chorus, very sparkly JC 120 sound. I think that's great too. Just like, yeah, I love chorus. I love kind of grungy, fuzzy tones. Jesu, that's a cool band. Pelican, I like that kind of like heavy stuff.
As I know you have the two models with ibanez. Back to the very early day, how did you join with ibanez?
They contacted me on the internet because I was making videos, and at the time I was with Strandberg and I was playing headless stuff, and you know, I think sometimes the headless stuff it puts me in like the metal genre, and I don't know if I like metal, but I'm not like, the kind of music I make isn't really like, I always started out on a Telecaster, like twinkly stuff, and at the time I was playing a SX Tele that my friend Ethan from the internet traded me. We didn't have money, so I gave him a drum machine and he gave me a guitar. We traded. Yeah, I was just posting videos on the telly, and then ibanez saw the video and they were like, oh, like, we want to send you a guitar. And I was like, yeah, like I'd love to try one. And they sent me the Talman, and I fell in love with it. Cause I always thought Ibanez was just like pointy metal guitars, you know? And I was like, I don't know if that's me, you know, but this is very me.
This is a very vintage guitar.
Yeah. I'm like, this is very like me. Yeah, they asked if I wanted a signature, but at the time I said I'm not ready because I didn't think I deserve one because I was like really small, you know, and I was like, I want to like work hard so I can deserve it. And then they asked me a couple of years later, and I said okay.
What story behind the idea that you designed for your guitar signature model?
Oh, this one? This is gonna come out in October. This one, the main difference, well, it's pink and sparkly, and it's got P90s in it.
Is it a really vintage style?
Yeah, I love the P90 pickup. It's actually really good for more heavier chord stuff, which I'm doing these days. So
if I said about YY10 and Y20, it's quite different style.
Yeah.
So maybe there is something like a more vintage. I think you love the vintage tone really much.
Yeah, I do. I do. I'm more of like a vintage gear kind of person. Like I still use a lot of analog stuff. And
okay, I have one question. It's something like a hard sell for your guitar.
Okay.
Why the guitar player should play your guitar?
Okay, my honest answer is I think guitar players shouldn't shop with trendy or shouldn't shop with their eyes. They should really go and try something out. For me, the most important thing when buying a guitar is how it feels. and how inspired I am playing it. So if I sit down and I don't want to put the guitar down because I keep on wanting to write on it, that's a good sign. And for me, that's what this guitar did for me. Is when I first heard these pickups with my Vox amp, I was like obsessed with the tone. I was like, oh my God, like this is so cool. It sounds great. So I didn't want to put it down. And the neck is really comfortable, and it looks really great. But to me, even if this was just like a white guitar, like with nothing, I would still want to play it because it just, to me, I really bonded with it, you know? So I hope people can try it, and I hope they feel inspired by what they hear and feel.
I have some chance to saw your board.
Oh, it's big.
Really big. Do you have any idea to turn yourself to digital in the future?
It's tempting, but I've tried a lot of, like, you know, I have a Helix Stadium, and it's great, but there's some sounds you cannot do on the Helix Stadium. And for me, you know, basic sounds, chorus, reverb, delay, distortion, overdrive, that's all good, but things like a stutter, feedback, like glitch, like sampling, all the plummets, like all the crazy stuff I do live, you can't do that on the Helix. So
please share your work experience during the tour. It's something like you share the case study for the author.
Oh, the worst experience during this tour?
Yeah.
Or any tour?
Any tour.
It's really bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So there was one tour where 4 days before we leave, my van, I bought a van. I saved up money. I bought a van and it got stolen. So 4 days before tour, we're recording. Van is gone.
With
somebody
gear?
With some of my gear, and it got stolen. So we had to rent. Well, we did a GoFundMe to get a van, and then people contributed and they helped. But then the van that I got with the money that I rented, we parked at a venue and someone broke into it. They smashed all the windows and then they stole all the gear. Mm-hmm. So that's the second van that someone smashed. And we had to figure out, we taped the windows with tape. Oh, and we got a ticket. Like the police gave us a ticket because the windows are broken. It was just because, like, I guess you can get a ticket for having an ugly van or something. And then so we continued the tour, and then I found my van in a junkyard.
Really?
The police found it, but the thief took all the wheels off, and they took out the catalytic converter, transmission. Everything was like took out for money, you know, they sell it. And then the inside, they took out all the chairs and they were living in it. I think it's like homeless people or something. And then they put, for some reason, they put spaghetti, like pasta spaghetti, like on the inside of the van, so it was dirty. And I was so upset because I have to clean the spaghetti out of the van. But I paid money to fix it. I cleaned it, and then we drove the van, and I was like, okay, I got my van back, right? And the driver that we hired, one day after the show, he was supposed to ask me to fix the van, but he didn't tell me. So when I was sleeping, he went underneath the van and was like touching something, but he cut this cord that made it so that the brake didn't work anymore. And because the van has a trailer with all the gear and the merch, he was on a slope. So the van and the trailer ran him over. It ran over him. So it ripped his ear off and it ran over his back. So he had to go to the hospital and get stitches. But the person in my band told me, like, she ran to my room and she told me that he died. So I was traumatized because I thought someone in my tour group died. So I was like, oh my God, like, I don't want to do tour anymore because this is awful. Like, how can I go play a show if someone died, you know? Someone got run over. And my van was ruined. Like, he crashed the van into the thing, so it was broken. After we spent all that money repairing it, all that time, all that effort, energy to get it back, he crashed it. But yeah, he didn't die. He was fine. He just ripped his ear. They sewed it back on. And then we had to play a show. So it's just very traumatic. And sometimes tour is like that. Sometimes it's work, right? So you can't go on stage and be like, hi everyone, I'm messed up today because I thought someone died and, you know, oh, and also at the time there was a crazy guy who had a gun and he was obsessed with me and he was also trying to follow me and like it was just crazy. So yeah. It was the worst tour ever. We were all so depressed and we didn't want to continue, but it's a job and we don't want to disappoint the fans. So we finished the tour. But after that, I didn't want to tour anymore and I took a break. Yeah. And I got new people too because I was like, I can't. And I learned a lot.
I'm very sorry about this.
It's okay. Yes, I told you it's a bad story. It's very bad.
Okay. Okay. Back to your song.
Yeah.
Form of your song. Which song that you want guitar player or musician try to transcribe and analyze?
Oh, okay. I think a fun one would be Bronco. That one is fun because it's all about, it's like kind of mappy. Yeah, Bronco.
Okay. For now, there you have the new member
Yes.
in your band. Okay, could you talk more about your new drummer and bass player like Jessica and Craig?
Yeah.
They suit for your style.
They're great. You know, like I said, I went through a lot of bad stuff with the old lineup, so I wanted to quit. I really wanted to quit because it was just a lot of just people. I didn't get into this for money. I didn't study business, I was a teacher. And I think when people a lot of bad stuff can happen on tour, right? Like you can be friends with someone, but then people change and they can sometimes have bad intentions, and I just feel like maybe I trusted the wrong people in the past and I didn't feel safe and I just was so spiritually tired because I love music, but the people around me were ruining it for me. I really did not have the energy to deal with any of it. I just want to write music, right? So a lot of people encouraged me after I went through the bad thing. They were like, you shouldn't quit because you shouldn't let the bad people take that away from you. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna find new members. And I met Jessica through a friend and she's always, she plays for Rob Scallon, this YouTuber, and then she does a lot of the reverb videos. And she's so talented and so kind. I think the most important thing about choosing bandmates is you can always practice and build talent. You can always get better, but you can't make someone a good person. And I think at the end of the day, being a good person is the most important thing to look for in people that you travel with because, like I said, touring is 10% playing music and 90% all the other bullshit, right? And all that stuff that I went through with the van, running that guy over, if it was bad people, I would quit. I would just be like, no, I can't do this. But with the right people, you support each other like a family and you're there for each other. So yeah, Jessica's not only talented, but she's just so kind. And Claire plays in this band called Hikes and incredible as well. And she's so talented and she just really cares about the music. And she's also a lovely person. So, and having two girls is awesome, it wasn't my intention to start a girl band, but I think after everything I went through, I was like, I'm just gonna have my girlfriends with me and feel safe. Yeah. And it's great.
It's maybe I can call this the first the girl group for the Matlock.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, which album that you have some chance to listen and change your life forever? And for nowadays, who was the artist that you listen?
I think I play the way I play because of artists like American Football and Toei from Japan. Just the alternate tuning, intricate emo sound. But an album that changed my life forever. I'm a big post-rock fan. I really like Caspian, you know, like that's a great album. And, you know what? I'm obsessed with Mew. There's a Denmark band called Mew. No More Stories Are Told Today. That album is crazy. It's like from front to back, like one long story. And I think they're so cool for doing such creative things in pop music. So they inspire me to take risks and be different.
Okay, last one. In your opinion, what is the most important thing that guitar player or musician should pay attention but they are not?
Not to be too deep right now, but like I think right now the world is evolving in a way where everything is so, at least in America, everything is so geared towards making money and capitalism and like putting out things as fast as you can and following trends and being the most popular and getting the most views and getting like just being as most like famous as possible. And you know, everyone wants to be viral, everyone wants to have a lot of clicks on the internet and be like successful, and I can't fault people for that, but I think people have to think about what success means to them, because you can chase that, and I think what capitalism is doing to art is really bad. It's really making it so that people aren't being creative anymore, and they're not challenging themselves, and they're just copying everything around them, and they're not taking time to make good art anymore. They're just doing as much as possible, as fast as possible. I personally think that there is like it's a threat to the music and art industry, like especially, you know, there's not all AI is bad, but I think some of the ways we're using AI is not nice, you know? So I think we should really pay attention to slowing down and quality over quantity, and not caring so much about being on the internet, and really taking time to make art that is important to yourself. And you need to focus on being a good person. We need to focus on taking care of each other. Art that heals and speaks to humanity, that brings people together, instead of art that is just filler, empty, like, you know, polluting the world with more and more garbage. I think we just need to be more thoughtful about what we're putting out into the world, and we need to be kinder to each other, because I think in these days there's a lot of negativity, you know, people are very upset. Art's supposed to be this beautiful thing that brings people together, not this thing that drives us further apart. So.
And listen to the Covet and Yvette Young too. Okay, thank you so much for your time. ขอบคุณมากเลยครับ
Thank you.
นี่นะครับคือบทสัมภาษณ์จากคุณอีเวตยังนะครับ แล้วก็ลองติดตามชมว่าเทปหน้าผมจะไปสัมภาษณ์มือกีตาร์หรือว่าศิลปินท่านไหนเทปนี้กีตาร์ไทยต้องขอบคุณลารีพรีเฟอร์นะครับแล้วก็อินดี้ป๊อปนะครับสำหรับศิลปินท่านนี้นะครับแล้วรอชมครั้งหน้าผมจะไปสัมภาษณ์ใครเทปนี้ลาไปแล้วครับสวัสดีครับ